Hi everyone, I'm Anna and welcome to my devlog series, and I'm so excited about today's episode because I got a mic and I hope audio quality will be much better, and also because today we're gonna talk about pixel art. So I'm a former software engineer and all my life I thought that I have a small creative spark inside of me, but during the years of studying and working in tech sphere I kinda lost it. So without talking much about it, here's my first ever drawing in pixel art. Yeah, this is kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is, guys. Yeah, I have to show it to you because the progress I've made in 2 months is kind of a crazy even for me. And also this drawing is kind of what made me decide to go and learn pixel art full time. Well, in my previous devlog, I shared that I also tried to create a house exterior and I got this one, and this is also very bad. And I had also a few remarks behind it about game design in general. First thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to create a buildings and houses interiors are part of the game world, not like in Stardew Valley where you enter the house and you appear in a new scene and you no longer see the outside world. And I wanted to be more like in the Sims game where you enter the house and the walls are kind of disappear and you see the outside world and the interior of the house. So I want a kind of seamless world, and that's why this house very big. But as I decided to learn pixel art first, I kind of forgot about it, and thanks God, because I actually learned a lot about this concept afterwards. As I didn't have that much time to learn to create art because it's too big of a thing, I decided to take more of a systematical approach to have a step-by-step progress, and I decided that it will be much faster for me to learn by tracing or mirroring someone else's work. So I went on YouTube and started to search different channels of pixel artists and was trying to find something that I would like in terms of style and how they present the information and overall vibes. I wasn't looking for specific tutorials, more of a style I guess, and I found a very cool channel called Pixel Architect. The guy is an actual architect who also decided to pursue his dream of creating a game, and he was developing the Chef RPG pixel art 2D game and was telling a lot about architectural techniques and how to apply them in pixel art and game design. It was so helpful for me and for a lot of other game developers, as I heard too. I fell in love with Pixel Architect's style, although I'm not a fan of cyberpunk myself, but something in his style, in his way of drawing it, of creating it, is really captivating. I don't know. So I chose one video of how he was creating a farmhouse, and it wasn't a tutorial in like a tutorial way, but I guess it worked for me because I was able to watch the entire thing be drawn from A to B, and I followed him pixel by pixel, and this is what I got by the end. Just compare this. Even though I knew it wasn't my thing, but this came out of my hands and I was just over the moon with happiness. Because you remember what was the last time, right? So after this one-time success, I couldn't let myself fall into tutorial hell. I decided to let myself practice everything I learned in that video and set myself a task to create a similar house with the similar materials and maybe reuse some things as a door, maybe windows, and create my take on this. And a few days later, I got this one. Well, don't mind the style, it was just for the practice. And as you can see, I couldn't use the grass roof again because it was too conceptual. So I went for another his video and found a part where he was drawing a roof, and then I also went for another video and learned how to draw bulks to create this kind of a roof situation. And then I was trying to learn myself how to draw this vegetation, and I think I've nailed it. I'm really shy person. And I also reused his flowers, the door, the windows, and also I went for another of his videos and learned how to create bricks and the tiles. So that's how I got this house, and I think this was a really helpful practice. While drawing these two houses, I finally realized how to draw everything in one perspective. I was telling in my previous devlog that this was my main struggle because I don't really know how to draw everything from one angle from above, and now I get it. Everything is actually more simpler than I thought. So I stopped at this point because I thought that it was already too much of a practice for this house, and I was very excited to start drawing something close to what I really want to be in my game in terms of a style and materials as well. As I live in Spain, I guess it was natural for me to pick a Mediterranean style for my house, so I drawn this house. It took me a really long time, but looking at it now, I'm still proud of it, really. I showed this picture to my husband. I was so proud of myself. I was like, look at this, it is so pretty, isn't it? It is so cool. Like, I made this myself without like any help. And he was like, yeah, it's very cool, but you know what? It looks too real. Not like it's a house from a game. The game is supposed to be fantasy, right? Have that kind of stuff that you can't see in real life to immerse into something unreal. And this was something that I didn't think of before. I realized that I actually didn't even think of a setting for my game yet. So I started thinking, and I had a Mediterranean location in mind, of course. Also, I always liked Da Vinci era, and I thought that in combination with arcane vibes on my mood board, I think it could be a really interesting setting. What do you think? So that's how basically I came up with Renaissance Mediterranean town. And this is gonna be my setting for a game. So the process is getting more and more exciting with every day. I made some references with AI to find the direction of the art, as it's now very determined. Mediterranean vibes are very specific, and of course with the Renaissance era, the materials are very different. And for me, I think this is more about game design, and I think that it is very related to web design or web application architecture as well, because when you're just starting out, you need some sort of architecture, you need a UI kit to start with, you need some colors, components. I also was thinking about color palette, but I'm not that skilled yet in art, so I decided to go step by step in this direction as well. Instead of creating a color palette all at once, I decided to create it color by color. When I was creating grass, for example, I just went to Claude AI and asked, create a perfect for Mediterranean vibes grass color with a highlight color and with shadow color. And so these three colors I added to my color palette. Then each color I tried to complement existing color, so they all match each other and complement each other. And of course they should match the Mediterranean vibes. So yeah, that was really interesting thing to do actually. But I still needed to redraw my house. As I went to AI and asked to generate some references for me, because my mind was really damaged with a really modern architecture, I think I needed something to immerse myself into Renaissance vibes. So I made some references and I got the idea of where I'm heading to, and also I read some stuff about the materials that they used in that specific period of time. Like, there weren't a lot of glass, it was very expensive at the time, but I will keep in mind that the windows were really small because of it. So this is actually a really interesting detail, that if I want to show some houses that were richer than others, more wealthier, that I can add bigger windows and more glass to their houses, and that will represent their wealth. So that's cool. So I present to you the new house. This is for now the latest version of the house, or the main location for the game. Of course, it's not finished yet, but this is the working draft that I use right now, and I think this is perfect for my skills right now. And I was working for so long for it, but this in other houses that I created, it was still June, so all these houses I created for 1 month, and this is the actual progress for 1 month. This is actually awesome, and it's a miracle thinking of my drawing skills. If you're thinking that you can't do something because you weren't born with a talent, you just think twice, because this is just pure practice from early morning to very late evening. Just every day, day by day, just do it and you will get this. And I was actually trapped in my apartment because the summer heat was too intense for my health, so I had plenty of time at home this summer. So for this house, I was really struggling with the roof, because roof is the most difficult thing in here, and Pixel Architect's videos were really helpful for me here. These stones, of course, was the hard part for me too, because I didn't find anything on how to draw such things, so I should come up with it myself, and I think I did a decent job with it and it looks pretty good. And windows were pretty easy compared to everything else, and the door as well. When I finished the house, I decided to sketch out the world map. Finally, I came back to this task. Remember last time? Yeah, this embarrassing one. So with the world, the Pixel Architect channel actually helped me to make a really big and turning decision here as well, because at first I was learning how to draw tile maps like in Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, basically the whole game built on tile maps. This is very common for 2D games thing because it's relatively easy, but for me, when I saw how Pixel Architect is drawing his map, his world, I was like, wait a second, he's not using tile maps, right? And I was looking at it closely in his videos. It's like he has a really big painting of his map and he's drawing whatever he likes, wherever he likes. And I was like, that's cool. So I researched a bit how he's doing it and whether I can do it. And turned out that because pixel art is a really low weight art and my game is not that huge, the world is not that huge, I can really use the same approach. So I can basically draw a big painting representing my base of a world like a painting, and I can draw everything by my hand. Of course, everything not interactable. This was a huge turning point for me because tile maps for me was really annoying. So by the end of June, I managed to draw this first ever sketch of my map, and as you can see, I already placed a house here and I already drawn a pretty pine tree, Mediterranean pine tree, and placed it here. And also I drawn some grass blades, grass objects, and placed them around. And looking at the whole world itself, so this is a Mediterranean coastal town. It's more of a very small village, I guess. So my idea is that the cottage or house that player will buy to renovate will be located on the hill a little bit further from the town itself, and also it will have little backyard on the hill. The player will have the ability to decorate it. Down from the hill there's gonna be a stairs, a little cave, mystery cave, and a private beach. And on the right from the house is the town itself. On the way to the town there's gonna be a little park where the citizens can rest and relax, and there's gonna be a main town square, little houses and shops and all that kind of stuff. And above the house there's gonna be a forest and maybe some ruins, I don't know, something like that. So this is a first ever sketch of my map. What do you think? My little engineer's mind made me create a Jira project in the first days of doing this game development, and turned out this was too early for that, and I abandoned Jira at that point and just started using notes. And I made a checklist of what I need to draw, at least of what I saw that I need to draw, and I got really overwhelmed about the amount of drawing, and I was a little bit scary, to be honest. Very overwhelmed, I stepped into my second month of learning pixel art. As I already had a map and I had the house and a tree and some grass, I focused on drawing the world and basic stuff. I made these wooden stairs that I told you about. I also drawn some benches and table samples for the patio for my house, and then I went to draw stone stairs for the right side and the bottom side for the house, and then I went for stone kind of a fence around the house. Then started my very not favorite part of drawing, which is the cliffs, because Mediterranean vibes are equal cliffs, and also my house supposed to be on the hill, remember? And this was really necessary part. That was a really big problem because cliffs are very difficult to draw, and I was looking for inspiration, turning around the whole internet and trying to generate a lot of references. And after days of suffering, basically, I managed to draw the cliffs, and I couldn't be more proud of myself. And they are not basically even ready because they need a lot of vegetation, flowers, bushes, and somewhere even trees. And that's what future me will try to solve. Then I also had to come up with a way to draw grass properly. I couldn't just fill the whole area in green, and Pixel Architect was using a Photoshop brush. He created a custom brush for the grass, and I recreated it. It's not like his brush, I guess, 100%. I created a few more different ones because I really needed something else for different parts, and I kind of got the idea. And having all these screenshots from his game, I kind of realized how to do all these highlights and shadows for the grass and where to do them. Although it took me around few days to realize how to properly do that. Wasn't easy. Then I decided to switch to create something for the house area. I asked Gemini or ChatGPT to create a Mediterranean Renaissance style well, and he gave me actually a pretty decent reference, which I mirrored and tweaked it a little bit, and I got this one very pretty. And then I created a fountain the same way, and then I created outdoor oven, and then a greenhouse as well. Greenhouse took a little bit more time because it is more complex structure, and the house area almost was complete. And then I kind of want to switch a little bit from the outside and try to create the interior for the house, and this is what I got. I actually spent more time to create a layout than to create the furniture itself because the layout was very difficult. If you watched my previous video, I created the layout in my notebook. This layout was kind of extracted from any environment basically, and as I was working from the environment first here on this iteration, I created this environment, I created this hill and these cliffs, and then I placed the house there, the house exterior, and then I started working on the interior. I realized that the back wall of the house is placed back to back to the cliffs, and so in pixel art, as we only see the back wall, and on this wall I am not even able to place windows. This was really like demotivating for me and I was really thinking about redoing all this environment, all this cliff, but I didn't do it. And I was kind of thinking about maybe this is for the best, and maybe this is the actual room for the player to decorate the walls. I don't know. Maybe you guys write in the comments what you think. Maybe it's not that late to redo the cliffs and all that kind of stuff and place a window to make it more cozy. Maybe I can do that. Maybe one day I will wake up and will redo everything, you know, who knows? Definitely write in the comments what you think. So yeah, this is what I was up to. And as I was working on the interior of the house, it was already somewhere in the July, my second month of learning pixel art. I suddenly got hit with the thought, I want to create a YouTube channel and I wanted to get done by the end of August. And I was like, okay, that is doable. And then I was like, oh wait, how I am supposed to show everyone the end state of the house, because this game is supposed to be about renovation and the players shouldn't be able to see the result of the house in my videos, right? So I should show them the abandoned state of the house in my videos. And that was my first kind of a weird thought, and I was obsessed with this thought and I was not thinking clearly, obviously. And I was like, man, I got a few like weeks until August to draw all the abandoned states of the house and all these objects that I drawn, the well, the fountain, the greenhouse, to make a teaser for the game. And of course I had to make a few changes in the code to make it work, the renovation system, and fix a lot of other systems too to make it work, because I abandoned them, as you remember. And I was so pumped with this thought. I actually managed to finish abandoned exterior of the house and for other objects too. And how I did that is that I had to create not just a new version of the house, because I had to use everything in the code as well. So I had to break each part of the house into a separate layer, like a wall, door, each window, glass for windows, like a roof, and each material into separate layers too, and each layer of renovation into separate layers too. So I got a lot of layers, and it was very time consuming, and I was in a hurry. And yeah, I was doing it for every object, for the patio oven, for the well, for the fountain, for the greenhouse, and for the each object I was doing it faster and faster and faster. Of course, I should also create a whole separate palette for the abandoned state, for the rocks and for the wood and for the terracotta tiles for the roof and for the floor tiles as well. So yeah, that was I working on for these 2 months, and I was learning pixel art, and I learned a lot during these 2 months. This journey was so fun, and I stopped it only because I had to work on my teaser for the YouTube channel, and my next month, which I will be talking about in my next video, my next vlog, is all about how I created this YouTube channel, how I was prepping for it. And my August was actually all about developing main feature of renovation and all these steps. And yeah, so stick around if you want to find out. And thank you so much again for all your love and support. It really means a lot to me. I wake up every day and answer to your comments, and it really does make a difference and really makes me want to wake up every day and move even faster and make this game happen. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Bye.